Okay, here we go. Test. It's Thursday morning. This is the first day of our big cherry trade series where we take some trading strategies that were put out there by those famous cherry twins or the cherry dudes, and we just take one of their strategies and we test it live and with real money just to see how the strategy performs and how it works out. So this is day one and we're doing a 0 DTE butterfly strategy. And what a day to start off on. Look at this big gap down today on the SPX. So the SPX is down 80 points right now. It's 7 a.m. California time. So this is the time frame that I would put this trade on according to my back tests anyway. So in real life, on a day like this, I may not put this trade on. 80 points down at the open is pretty big. But hey, it's all paper trading, so let's just roll with it. So I'm going to put these trades on. Again, this is going to be paper trades to begin with. I did a lot of back testing using the Thinkorswim on demand. And then based on that, I'm going to do some paper trading. And I'm not going to use the actual paper trading platform. I'll show you how I paper trade these. So let's go over to the Analyze tab. We have SPX. That's what we're going to do this paper trading test on. So I'll go to Simulated Trades, and then I'll go to the 0 DTE trade. So let's go to the 0 DTE option chain. So here we go, the 25th of April. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to come down to at the money. I'll go to the call side. I'm going to select the at the money strike. I'm going to say Analyze by trade. And we'll go up to, we're going to buy a butterfly. So there we go. I'll go over to the risk graph. I'm actually going to test 3 different strike widths with this butterfly. There'll be we'll just call it the narrow, the medium, and the large. Or let's use the Starbucks. This is the Starbucks Grande. Like Grande is small. It's so confusing when I go through Starbucks. They have all these names that don't really make sense. Anyway, so this will be the Grande then, or this will be the small. So this is going to be 15 points, this first one. So we want to sell the at the money, which right now is 4995, or it's closest to 4995. So we'll sell the 4995, and then we'll buy 15 points above that. We'll buy that call. So that's correct for that one. On the bottom side, we'll go 15 points down and buy that one. So this is a 15-point wing width on this first one, and it's showing a debit of 265. Now, because the market is down 75 points right at the open, like this gap, the pricing is jumping all over the place. So I'm not even sure if this is going to be realistic pricing like on a normal day, but we're just going to go with it. So I'm going to lock that in. There's our first butterfly. Then I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to say Analyze Trade, which will just duplicate that trade up there. And then I'm going to come into the second one. This will be the medium width. Or let's see, what's medium at Starbucks? Venti? Or is that large? Who knows? Okay, so with this one, I'm going to sell the same, the 4995. I'm going to go 20 points above it. So we'll go 4995, 505, 515. So that's a 20 point wing. And then I'll do the same thing on the downside. We'll say 4995, 10, 20. So there is the medium version of the trade. So I'm going to lock that price in. And then I'm going to do one more here. I'm going to say Analyze Trade just to duplicate that. And this one will be 25 points wide. So we'll say 4995, and then we'll go to the 70. Is that 35? 95, 85, 70. Yeah, so that's 25 points. And then on the upside, we want to do the 50, 20. And there is the 25-point version right there. Now the 25-point version is, the pricing has changed, so we're at 5,000 now. So I'm going to lock this last one in at the current price of 5,000. So that'll be the middle strike since we're in all that mucking around there, putting these trades on, setting these up. We moved up by 5 points. So we're at 49.99, or basically 5,000. So I'm going to use that one for this last one as the middle strike. And so I need to change this lower call to make that a 25-point wing. And then on the upside, we're going to change that to 50.25. And so I'm going to set this one as our wide. So it's the same butterfly, it's the same width, it's just up a strike because in the time that it took for me to set these two up, the SPX moved up to 4999, or in that general area. So it's just moving all over the place. So we'll start off with the bang A with this big gap down, 70, 80 point gap down on the SPX. Some kind of inflation report or something is causing all this havoc. So here they are. These are the 3 different trades I have on. I've locked them all in at the price, and this is how I paper trade basically. I just keep these as simulated trades, and then I can save them out. If I wanted to export these, I could say export current trades, and I could create a file that would save all these trades with the prices locked in to like an external text document. And that would be a text document that I could come back at any time I wanted to and just re-import that in here. And all this is saved basically. So it's just a really quick way where I can compare different strategies, very similar strategies against each other. I just have these stacked up on top of each other down here. And just to monitor the first one, I just checked that on and we can see it. You can see that this trade is, well, it's showing a profit of 30. Well, again, it's sort of, the prices are all kind of weird because of this movement this morning. But this first one is showing a profit of 20 to 30 bucks already. This second one here, this is the 20 point wing. This is showing about a break even. And then this last one down here, this is the 25 point wing. This is showing that we're underwater by 30 bucks or so. So I'm just going to let this thing sit here and work. So no actual trades are placed when I'm paper trading these. I'm just making sure to lock in these prices at the exact number that I create this trade and want to start from. And then throughout the day, we can just come back in here. I'll come in like every 10 or 15 minutes, or maybe every 30 minutes. This isn't, well, this butterfly is a 0 DTE, and from the back testing, these came into profit like around in about an hour when they came into profit. So maybe I'll check in every 15 minutes or maybe every 30 minutes. And in the meantime, I'll just pause the video, then I'll come back in. And again, just because of the crazy action today, here's that first one. You can see that I wouldn't be surprised to wind up trading out here on the outer edges just because it's such a big move down and it's just crazy today. But that's part of all this testing, just to see all different possible market conditions. And again, this will help us in our testing. Like if today turns out to be like a bad idea to do one of these trades because of this huge gap down, that will go into the notes for our for the paper trading. And we'll be able to use that info when we go live. All right, so that's the start off point, the starting gun. Maybe we'll find like a sound effect of a starting gun. We're off and running. And while this sits here and works, I'm just going to pause. I got other stuff I'm juggling here. And then I'll come back like in 15 or 30 minutes and we'll do an update. All right, see you in a few minutes. Okay, here we are back again. I'm thinking because the market's moving around so much today, I should probably like check in on these sooner than every 30 minutes. So maybe like every 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So right now at the time, I think we put these on around 7:05 Pacific Coast time. Right now it's 7:17. So it's been like 15 minutes. So let's just monitor these real quick. Here's the first one. This is the narrow. I got to figure out what those sizings are at Starbucks, and then I'll refer to all these as that. So this is the smallest, the one with the narrowest wings, and this one is currently up. Well, it's bouncing around, but let's say it's like maybe up 20 bucks. Here's the middle version. It's bouncing around, but let's say down 20. It's gonna be hard to see these, but and this is not typical. This much bouncing. It's just because of the crazy today. This thing is bouncing all over the place. Here's the widest one. This one is we're still inside the 10 on this one. This is at 2.2. All right, so those are the 3 trade, the updates. I'll just check in here like every 5 to 10 minutes because I do want to see if we hit profit target on any of these or the stop loss. So here they are again, the narrow one. We're outside the tent, but we're still profitable. Here's the middle version. We're just inside the tent and about break even. Here's the wide one. We're underwater a little bit. Let's say break even to down 10, 15 bucks, and we're still inside the tent. All right, see you in a few. Okay, here we go. We're checking back in here. It's 7:27 a.m. California time, and here's our position. So here's our first version, the 15-point wings. Right now we're outside the tent, and we're showing a profit of about, it's bouncing around, but let's just say it's like 10 bucks. Still a little bit of profit in there. Okay, so that's the first one. The middle version, This is the 20-point wing version. This one's right on the line of the butterfly, so it's edging outside it, but not quite yet. And this one is showing a current loss of about, let's say it's like down minus 30 bucks or so, bouncing around. And then the last one, this is the 25-point wing. So the 25-point wing, we're still inside the tent. We're showing a current loss of like 50 bucks. Well, let's just bounce around. Let's just say 25 bucks. All right, you can see the hump here. If we were going to move back in here, we could get some into profit nicely on all these. That's the 25-point one. This is the 20-point wing. You can see if we come back in the tent, we can get into profit on that hump right there. That profit hump, the magic bow. And this is the 15-point, same thing with this. So we need to watch our loss amount on this one. So the small butterfly, the 15-point wing butterfly, I'm looking for a profit of 50 bucks. So if we wanted to do a 1-to-1 stop loss on it, we would need to get out at 50 bucks. If we wanted to do 2 times the profit target, it'd be 100. So I just want to keep track of when we hit those numbers, if we hit those numbers, and at what time, basically. All right, so I will come back shortly. Okay, quick check in here. It's 7:35 California time, and we've been in this trade for about, what's that? Been in this trade for about let's say 30 minutes. Let's see where we're at. So here's the small position. This is the version 1. Just edging our way back into the tent now, and we're showing a profit of, we're getting up towards 50. 50 is our profit target on this one. So you can see that if we had an order in, it's likely, or it's definitely possible, that this one could get filled at a profit target of 50 bucks right here. And I may even call it. Let's go look at the middle one. So this is the second one here. This is the 20-point wing. We're inside the 10 again. We're showing a profit of, let's just say break even, because it's bouncing around right around the break even line. And then let's go to the third one. This is the 25-point wing. We're definitely in the tent, and we're showing a profit of, it's bouncing around, but I saw 50 there a minute ago, 50 bucks, 44. Yeah, let's just say 50 bucks. So the profit target on this guy, and this one is 100 bucks. The profit target on the small version is 50. And right now, like I said before, if we had a working order to take it at 50, it's very possible that it could have gotten filled and we would be at our profit target. There's 50 right there. So I'm gonna let this keep running though until we're like definitely over it. But this could have been filled at 50, so this could have been a winner at this point. But we'll check back in a few minutes and see how everything looks again. Okay, here we go again, April 25, it's 7:42. So let's take a look at these trades. This is the small butterfly version 1. We're back in the tent. You can see the price is bouncing around between 25 and 50. And again, if there was an automatic exit order on this, I would say that it's probably, it would have gotten filled at our profit target of 50 bucks. So we'll just continue to monitor it though. I'm going to monitor it throughout the whole day at stages. I'm going to monitor it closely. Usually the profits come into this like within the first hour, and so these tests will include that, like the first hour and a half. And then I'm going to look at midday, just as if the scenario, if I just put this butterfly on and walked away for the rest of the day and just let things settle where they may. So for that scenario, I'm going to look at the middle of day to see where it's at, and then I'll look at the very end of day to see where it's at on these tests. So, but right now for this first, like the morning version, the morning trade, I'm pretty sure this would have gotten filled at the $50 profit target. Let's look at the middle one. This is the 20-point wing. So the profit target on this is 100. So I don't think we would have gotten filled on this yet, but we're inside the tent showing a profit of, it's bouncing around from 20 to 50-ish. And then the last one, this is the 25-point wing. The 25-point wing is inside the tent. This is showing a profit target of around, that looks pretty good, 60, 70, 80. So if we had an automatic exit order on this to get out at, is that 25 points? Yeah. So if we had an automatic exit order to get out of this one at 100 bucks, it's possible we could have gotten filled by now. This could have been triggered. So we may have gotten out of this one at a profit if we had that automatic exit order in there. But with all these, I'm just going to continue to monitor throughout the day. Like I'll check in every 10, 15 minutes during this first hour for the morning session. And then for the walk away session, like set and forget version, I'll just check back in midday on all these and then at the very end of day on all these. So there's our 3 trades for now, and we'll be back. Okay, here we go. It's 7:50, and so we've been in this trade about 40-ish minutes, 45 minutes, and I'm just doing a check-in. So here's the small version of the butterfly. It's inside the tent, showing a profit of like $60. So this has hit profit target, and if we had an automatic order, exit order, we probably would have been filled on this, and we would have booked our profits. Here is the middle version. This is 20-point wide wings. This one we're inside the tent, and we're showing a profit of it's bouncing around, man. Let's say 50-ish bucks. The middle one, so we haven't hit profit target on that one, which is $100. And then here's the third one. This is the 25-point wing. And if you remember, this one was placed differently. The other ones, the first 2 were placed at the with the middle strike at the 4995 because that's where it was trading at the time I put that on. Then there was a run up, and so this one was put at the $5,000. The middle strike was at the 5,000 mark. So that plays into this the difference between this one and the middle one as well. But this one you can see we have it's bouncing around. We're inside the tent, and this one has showing a profit of $100. I think that this would have been filled. So I would call this and say, yeah, we would have hit profit target on this. We're going to continue to monitor these, though, throughout the day. But this one probably would have been a winner. $100 would have been triggered, I'm pretty sure, at this point. So I'll be back in about 10 minutes at 8 o'clock, and we'll check in again. Okay, here we are, 8 o'clock, check in. And here's our first version. This is the small width, 15-point wings. This one is inside the tent right now, showing a profit of around 60, let's say like $60. And the middle version, this is the 20-point wing. This one is inside the tent, and it's showing about a $50 to $60 profit. So this one hasn't really hit profit target yet. Well, I say that as it jumps up to 100. So profit target's 100. We would have an automatic stop in there, automatic profit taking order that would get triggered. So this may have been triggered by now. It's possible. I saw 100 a couple times. And then the third version is this guy. This is the 25-point wing. This one is showing a profit of over $100. So this one I'm pretty sure would have gotten triggered by now. So we would have booked profits on this if we had an automatic exit order on this. And that's the 8 o'clock update. So these have been on for about 1 hour. Usually that's the time frame that I see these profits come in on these with all the back testing I did. But I'll check in a couple more times this morning, like maybe like 8:15 and then 8:30. And then we will, I'll just check in midday, like 10 o'clock Pacific Coast time, just to see where all these are at 10 midday. And then at the very end of the day, we'll take another look at all of them and see where they land for the day. All right, see you in a few. All right, here we go. It's 8:15-ish. So I'm going to do this one and then one more at 8:30, and then we'll go do the middle of the day version after that. So here's our first trade. This is the 15-point wing. This one is inside the tent and showing a profit of around $70 or so. It's just jumping all over the place. The middle one, so that one, the first one, that would have, this one would have been a winner. This would have been, if we had an automatic profit taking order in, this would have gotten triggered at 50. So here's the middle one. This is the 20-point wing one. This one is showing a profit of around 80 or 90, 99 there. So this one very possibly could have gotten filled if we had an automatic exit order in there. Our profit target on this one, this 20-point wing butterfly, is $100. So you can see it's bouncing around like between 70, 80, 90. I saw 105 there. So it probably would have been triggered if we had our order on. So I think we can consider that a winner. We'll check one more time at 8:30 just to make sure. Then our last one is the 25-point wing. And right now we're showing a profit on that of 150-ish. Yeah, let's say 150. So this one would be a winner as well. If we had an exit order in there to take it when we hit our profit target, which was $100, this would have gotten hit already. All right, so I'm going to do one more check-in at 8:30, like in about 15 minutes, and then there'll just be two more, one at 10 o'clock, like midday, and then one at the very end of the day. All right, see you in a few minutes. Okay, here we go. This is the 8:30 check-in, the last check-in for the morning session, and here's trade number one. This is the 15-point wide butterfly. This one is showing a current profit of around, let's say like 70-ish bucks. It's all over the place, but it's profitable, and this one would have been a winner. We're right inside the tent here. This is a total risk on this butterfly of 220. So that's that one. The second one is a 20-point wide butterfly. Here's that one. This one is showing it's inside the tent, and it's showing a profit of 70-ish, 70, 80 bucks. So this one is like of the three, this is the one that I'm not sure if it hit profit target or not, but it likely could have, or I don't know about likely, but let's say that it's possible that it could have, which is $100. This one, the total risk on this is 440. And then the third one is a 25-point wide butterfly, and we're inside the 10 on this one. This is showing a current profit of 120-ish bucks. So this would have hit profit target and been closed for a win. Profit target on this is $100, and possibly maybe since this is a little bit wider, it may make sense to make the profit target on this 150. We'll just kind of have to watch these tests as we go through it and make that decision. And the total risk on this one is 700. All right, so that's our three butterflies for the morning session. So I'm going to check out of here, and then at like 10 Pacific Coast time, I'll come back in and just see where each of these stand, as if we had held them on, just held on to them all through the morning. And then I'll do one more check-in after that at the close with the same kind of a look, just to see how they look at the end of the day if we had just held on to them and done nothing. No exit. All right, so we'll see you at 10. Okay, here we are. It's 10:30, and this is our midday checkup. So we're just going to come back in here and see if we had left those butterflies on, where would they be now? So here's the first one. This is the 15-pointer, or 15-point wing. So you can see that we're outside the butterfly. We're down here, showing currently a one. Say like a 130 loss. Total possible risk on this is $220. So we're way outside the tent, and we're at a current, like I say, $130 loss on that one. Let's go to the second one. This is the 20-pointer. So this one we're outside the tent as well. This one we're showing a loss of 280. There's a total possible risk on this of 440. So we're outside the 10 on that one. And then the last one, this is the 25-pointer. So this one we're outside the 10 as well, and we're down 336. Let's say 350-ish. And the total risk on this trade is 700. All right, so that's our 10:30 midday update. And we'll come back one more time at the very end of the trading session and see where these wind up. All right, see you soon. Okay, here we are. It's just the market just closed, and so this is where our trades wound up. Had we held them all the way through to expiration, just let them settle. So this is our first one. This is the 15 wide butterfly. This one, we're way outside the tent up here. Again, the market just closed. So had we just done nothing with this, just held all the way through, we would have lost $220 on this one. All right. Second one here is this is the 20-point wide butterfly. Same thing. We're way outside the tent, and had we just done nothing to this trade, let it settle at the close, we would have lost 440. And then the last one here, this is the 25-point wide, and let's see who this is. Oh, watch. Listen, this is my daughter. Let's see what she says. How's it going?
Hey.
What's up?
Can you pick me up at 2?
Sure.
Thank you.
Same place?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. That's my side. I have a side hustle. It's Uber, driving these kids all over town, picking them up, dropping them off. Okay, so this is the 25 wide strike butterfly, and the same deal. We outside the tent. If we held this all the way through to the market close and just let it expire, we would have lost the total risk, which was $700. All right, so that's it. That's day one in the books. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. I want to keep track of this, and I just started to put this together. This may change, but here's what I got so far. So today's April 25th. This is day one, and here's the 3 different butterflies we're going to be testing here. The 15 wide, the 20 wide, and the 25 wide. So the morning session is the trade we put on at 7, and usually takes about an hour. Either way, whether it hits a win or a loss, it's usually about an hour. So I'm just going to call that the morning session, and this will be trades that we put on at the beginning of the day, and then we take off, whether we hit our profit target or we hit our stop loss. That's the morning session test. Midday is like right around 10 or 10:30. I'll check in and just see where the trade's at, where it's positioned at, and if we were to take the trade off at that point, the midday point, like 10:30, whether we'd have a win or a loss. And then the last one is end of day. So right after the market closes, we take another look and just see where each butterfly would have wound up had we done nothing. We just held it all the way through and let it settle at the close. And again, I may reconfigure this. I'm not sure what's the best way to lay this out, but this is where we'll start at anyway. All right, so that's it for day one, and we'll come back and do it again tomorrow. And if you'd like to follow me on these or any of the other trades I'm doing, including my live real money trades, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel below. To hit that subscribe button. And you can also join me on my website. Go over there. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just head on over there, sign up for my free email newsletter. And when you do that, you'll get a welcome email from me. Just reply back to that welcome email, and I'll get back to you, and we'll go from there. All right, that's it for this one. Please hit that like button and leave a comment below, and we'll see you tomorrow.